With a bunch of heroes getting buffed and a new item being added to the game, we will be getting loads of free stuff, skins and more. Along with many new events to come, we have a lot to tell, so let's directly dive into the video. Hi guys, Kazuki here, and in this video we are going to talk about all the new things added to the game, fragment shop, new skins, etc. that came up with patch note 1.8.08 of the original server. Moving on to hero adjustments. Natalia is buffed. Natalia's invisibility is reworked. She can go in her camouflage state more easily now, and also she is more visible to the enemies. Her passive is getting adjusted. Now after staying in the bush for 1 second, will grant her a camouflage state which will end when taking damage. Her basic attack will be enhanced for 1 second. The initial crit damage has been increased by 10%. The enhanced basic attack damage has been reduced to 200 plus 110% physical attack. The issue where her enhanced basic attack would not deal enough damage to creeps or turrets has been fixed. Her skill 1 damage is increased by 65 points in the early game and 90 points in the late game with an extra 10% physical attack growth. The skill 2 slow effect has been increased by 25% in the late game. The attack speed boost has been removed along with the issue where it didn't match the actual area. The increase in physical attack growth for 3 seconds upon casting ultimate has been removed. Instead, she will now have a 15 to 45% crit chance increase when the ultimate is upgraded. So now Natalia will be built with more crit chance and cooldown reduction equipment. Olus is buffed. His skill 1 is buffed. The cooldown has been increased to 16 seconds in the early game and 14 seconds in the late game. The duration is increased by 2 seconds. A new frontal damage reduction is added with every 10 extra physical attack gets converted to 1% damage reduction up to 60%. The skill 2 cooldown are fixed at 5 seconds for all levels. The attack speed boost from skill 2 is toned down to 100% in the early game and 200% in the late game. The HP regen has been increased by 25 points in the early game and the same in the late game. The 15% lifesteal from his ultimate has been changed to 10% crit chance. First damage bonus has been decreased by 40%. The continuous damage bonus is decreased by 20%. Now Olus also will need more crit chance and cooldown reduction items. Alucard is buffed. His passive is buffed. Now he deals extra damage to enemy heroes when hitting with skills, and hitting minions along with it won't reduce his extra damage. The skill damage upon hitting an enemy hero ratio has been reduced by 0.2x. Enhanced basic attack damage ratio has been increased by 0.2x. A new effect where he gains 5 to 15% hybrid lifesteal when his ultimate is unlocked is added. Extra hybrid lifesteal when using his ultimate is decreased by 13% in the early and 15% in the late game. Alucard also needs more crit chance and cooldown reduction items now. Yuzong is buffed. His passive is getting adjusted. The HP regen speed when Sha residue erupts has been increased and a 20% movement speed boost when it erupts has been added. The cooldown of his skill 1 has been decreased by 1 second at all levels. The spell vamp ratio to minions has been increased by 50%. The range of his enhanced basic attack from his skill 2 has been increased slightly. He no longer deals damage to enemies when he enters Dragonoid form. Ixia is buffed. Developers want to boost her early game potential. The attack speed growth in her attributes has been decreased by 1.45%. Her skill 1 damage has been increased by 50 points in the early game and 75 points in the late game with an increase of 20% in the total physical attack. A new effect where her attack speed is increased by 50% has been added. Irithel is buffed. Her ultimate is getting buffed. The cooldown on her ultimate is decreased by 15 seconds at all levels. To balance this out, its duration has been decreased by 5 seconds. Odete is buffed. After collecting the user feedbacks, developers decided to bring back the dash on her ultimate. Lilia is buffed. The Gloom flying speed in her passive has been increased by 4 points. The energy charging time has been increased by 0.8 seconds in the early game and decreased by 5 seconds in the late game. The effect when Lilia restored her shadow energy charges after using ultimate has been removed. Zilong is buffed. His passive getting buffed. Now he deals 30 plus 40% physical attack damage from his passive. The HP regen from his passive changed to 30 plus 20% physical attack and activates 3 times. His skill 2 triggering time is also reworked. Now when a minion dies within 0.5 seconds after Zilong deals damage, it will reset its cooldown. Leo mode is buffed. A new effect where every 1% of crit chance will be converted to 1 physical attack has been added. The ultimate cooldown has been decreased by 5 seconds at all levels. Ruby is buffed. Her skill 1 base damage has been fixed at 90 points at all levels. The total physical attack bonus remains the same in the early game and has been increased by 35% in the late game. The cooldown of it has been changed to 4 seconds in the early and 3 seconds in the late game. Ling is nerfed. The attack speed ratio in his attributes has been decreased by 20%. The crit chance multiplier from his passive has been decreased by 0.5%. The developers had to do this as Ling was performing too well with recent equipment and emblem changes. Eve is nerfed. The slow effect on her skill 2 has been decreased by 10% in the early game and 35% in the late game. The slow effect from swiping in her ultimate has been decreased by 35% and the cooldown is fixed at 60 seconds at all levels. Alpha is nerfed. The extra physical attack bonus from his passive has been decreased by 20%. The base damage from his skill 2 has been reduced by 70 points in the early game and remains the same in the late game. The HP regen is decreased by 60 points in the early and remains the same in the late game. Freya is nerfed. The cooldown of her skill 2 has been increased by 1 second in the early game and 2 seconds in the late game. Time to cast the skill again has been reduced by 1.5 seconds. And the maximum attack speed has been fixed at 200%. Arlott is nerfed. The ultimate cooldown has increased by 10 seconds in the early game and 8 seconds in the late game. A warning effect has been added for heroes getting hit by his ultimate and force swing time is slightly increased. Xavier is buffed. The skill 1 damage has been increased by 75 points in the early game and 25 points in the late game. The developers did this to give Xavier a more comfortable early game. Nana is adjusted. Her skill 1 damage has increased by 75 points in the early game and 70 points in the late game. The magic power bonus has been decreased by 20%. The ultimate base damage has been increased by 40 points in the early and decreased by 20 points in the late game. The magic power bonus has been decreased by 20%. Vixana is adjusted. The base damage from her passive has been reduced by 112 points in the early game and remains the same in the late game. The base damage from her skill 2 has been increased by 130 points in the early game and 100 points in the late game. The magic power bonus has been decreased by 20%. Oldus is adjusted. He will now get 10 stakes when last hitting a siege minion. He will get 5 stakes when a siege minion dies near him. The skill 1 damage based on stakes is decreased by 1 point. We have made a detailed video on the changes on Oldus. Do check out the tagged video. Alice is adjusted. Her passive is adjusted. Siege minions now drop 2 orbs when killed. Maximum HP increase per orb is decreased by 2 points. Maximum mana increased per orb is decreased by 5 points. The number of orbs required to gain extra movement speed has been increased by 10 orbs. Faramis is adjusted. The nether energy bounces on hits have been reduced down to 2 from 3. The magic power bonus has been increased by 14%. Let's move on to upcoming skins. The Hydromancer Kadita skin is here with a launch week discount for 524 diamonds. Unleash your inner champion with the M4 Champions Echo Chao Echo skin. Pre-sale starts on 14th August. It will be fully available on 21st August. You might get the skin for as low as 499 diamonds. Experience elegance with the prismatic plume Ruby collector skin available in the Grand Collection event on 30th August.
Ill intentions pave many roads.
Get ready for the new Starlight skin with the Star Enforcer Alpha skin shining on September 1st for 300 diamonds. Stay frosty with the Ice Talon carry available for purchase on 11th of September at a 30% launch week discount for 629 diamonds.
I've been waiting for too long.
Get ready to party with Vibrant Fiesta Beatrix skin available on September 27 with a 30% launch week discount for 524 diamonds. Odete Virgo will be available in the Zodiac Summon from 21st August.
Witness the light of Virgo.
And Leslie Stylish Ghost coming on 10th of August. Gear up for shop adjustments. In the rare skin fragment shop, Geelong Eastern Warrior, Cyclope Deep Sea Rescuer, Lancelot Dark Earl, Claude Plunderous Pirate and Estes Holy Priest is added. However, we are also bidding farewell to some classic Penny Royal Cavalry, Layla Bunny Babe, Saber Force Warrior, Karina Black Pearl and Wan Darting Star. In the Hero Fragment shop, Ruby, Kagura, Kadita and Alpha are joining the ranks, while Angela, Lunox, Thamus and Moscow are taking their leave. Moving on to weekly free heroes. From 11th August to 18th, weekly free heroes are Lunox, Edith, Xborg, Chao, Nathan, Akai, Thamus and Alucard. Extra free heroes for Starlight members are Olus, Farsa, Esmeralda, Roger, Brody and Hanabi. 18th August to 25 August, weekly free heroes are Hilda, Cyclops, Aldous, Fredrin, Masha, Matilda, Valentina and Julian. Extra free heroes for Starlight members are Eve, Yi Sun Shin, Kimi and Belleric. Moving to battlefield adjustments. Developers have been decided to optimize the EXP requirements in the early game, so as to give more possibility to fight over the first turtle. The following changes has been implemented. The EXP required for level 2 to 4 is slightly increased, but it is reduced for level 4 to 6. Still, the total EXP required for level 2 to 6 remains the same, though the base EXP gained from Horned Lizards, Fire Beetles and Lava Golems are buffed to make junglers reach level 4 fast. However, reaching level 4 will still take longer than it did before the changes. The EXP gained from the turtle kills is increased by 12.5%. The damage dealt to turrets from mages is increased by 40%. Now they can push efficiently. In the equipment section, Hearth's Claw is adjusted. The effects of Scarlet Phantom are now being added to it. The physical attack is decreased by 40 points. The new attribute 20% attack speed and 20% crit chance is added. However, the unique passive Insanity is removed and the Frenzy is added, where the holder gains 20% extra attack speed upon crit hits. The cost is also increased by 210 golds. A new item is being added called the Great Dragon Spear. Its attribute consists of plus 70 physical attack, plus 10% cooldown reduction, plus 20% crit chance. Its unique passive is called Supreme Warrior, which grants 15% extra movement speed after casting the ultimate for 7.5 seconds and has a cooldown of 15 seconds. Its build path consists of Iron Hunting Bow plus Legion Sword plus Javelin, and it's priced at 2140 golds. Rapid Boots is buffed now. A new attribute is added where it reduces the slow effect by 35%, but the movement speed is decreased by 5 points. Twilight Armor is buffed now. Its unique passive is buffed now. Instead of 300 plus 5% maximum HP damage blocked, it will now block 150 plus 15% of maximum HP. Blade Armor is buffed now. Its unique passive of reflecting damage is increased by 10%. Steel Leg Plates is nerfed now. The price is increased by 100 golds. Moving to emblem section. The basic common emblem is nerfed. Its hybrid region is reduced by 3 points. In the talents, agility is nerfed. The movement speed bonus is reduced by 1%. Master Assassin is buffed. The damage increase is upped by 1%. Life Drain is buffed. The mana region is increased by 1%. Tenacity is nerfed. The defense increase is reduced by 3 points. Brave Smite is nerfed. HP region is reduced by 1%. Killing Spree is buffed. The HP region is increased by 2%. The model and portrait of Akai's classic skin is now updated.
Now Akai enters the scene.
The buff icon for some talents is optimized. Now you can tell if the talents are ready by checking their buff icon. The talents included are Lethal Ignition, Brave Smite, Quantum Charge, and Impure Rage. The in-match models of Harley, Valir, and Gatot Kacha are now optimized. The graphic performance of Lilia, Angela, and Kimmy's assets is now optimized. The targeting logic for Armon's ultimate is now optimized. The ultimate will now only target enemy heroes, Lord and Turtle, and not normal creeps. Developers have optimized and updated generic in-game sound effects and battle music, and have also added a new interactive music feature. They have redesigned Chao, Farsa, and Valir's skill effect. They have also added 4 tips to the match loading screen collected from comments in Layla's workshop. Moving to upcoming events. Elven Scroll is live now and will run till the 4th of September. And Beyond the Clouds event will begin on the 12th of August. For a detailed explanation of both events, you should must watch our previous video where I have explained it properly. The Neobeast event will go live on the 5th of September and will run till the 4th of October. For this event too, you can check out this video to understand it properly. Moving to system adjustments. The hero difficulties are being readjusted and will continue to be updated on an irregular basis. Magic Wheel is getting upgraded. It will no longer have Magic Crystal. The logout of all device and login history option are now combined together into device management to make it more convenient. The secondary password will remain the same for different characters instead of just your current server. You will be able to send team invites to players in a lobby. You will now receive a pop-up notification when you receive a request to join. So which skin are you excited for the most? Did you like the new notification styles? Share your thoughts in the comment section. That will be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Keep supporting Kazuki Official.